Welcome to ITV News Central for the East Midlands. On our programme tonight, protesters gather outside council buildings over a controversial shale gas drilling application.
A boy who fled the Taliban and started an anti-radicalisation campaign says he's still in danger.
New drive to promote women's rugby.
And how to keep your garden colourful throughout autumn.
Good evening. Dozens of protesters have descended on County Hall in Nottinghamshire as councillors discuss controversial plans to drill for shale gas in the county for the first time.
The County Council is keen to stress the planning application does not mean fracking will take place near Misson in the north of the county. But residents are worried it could be a step too far in that direction. Hannah Gamlin is outside the County Hall for us this evening. Hannah, what is the latest?
Well, it's been a very long day here at County Hall, and as you can see, all the protesters that were here earlier who travelled all the way down from Misson in North Nottinghamshire have started to travel home because this decision's been deferred by councillors. Now, we haven't got much information about this, but it's to do with an old piece of legislation to do with a site of special scientific interest. Now, this was dug up a few weeks ago by a local community action group, and today lawyers from Friends of the Earth got in touch with the council and they've decided to defer it to look into the issue a little bit more. But the issue wages on, and early on in this meeting today, councillors were asked to consider this application not as a precursor to fracking, but as exploratory drilling to assess for the presence of shale gas. And there'll be a future application to consider whether fracking will take place further down the line. But as Peter Behan found out, it became very difficult to separate the two issues.
Fracking doesn't just bring gas to the surface, it brings out strong feelings too. These protesters had travelled to County Hall from North Nottinghamshire and well beyond, hoping county councillors would carefully consider the application before them, but then kick it into touch.
It destroys the local environment. It pumps poison into the ground. It's disgusting. I don't know how they can even consider it.
It's a dirty process, it's expensive, it's not good value for money. The government should have a better policy.
We're going to put the case that it should be Fraxit and the frackers should exit and leave our county and the country.
Fracking is a process in which water, sand and chemicals are pumped deep underground. This releases gas and oil from layers of shale rock. The plans under discussion today centred on a former Cold War missile launch site near the village of Misson. There's been fierce opposition from many local people. The County Council received more than 2,600 responses. All but 6 were against.
It's a tiny little village. It's only got one main road going through it, which isn't very big. It's going to have loads of lorries going through, and it's just not right.
The company involved, iGas, believes fracking could play a vital role in meeting the country's future energy needs. Today's application wasn't for extraction to start, but to begin exploratory drilling in search of gas.
If the company decided that there was shale gas down there and they wanted to carry out any further shale gas development, that would require planning applications for those proposals.
The fracking debate will continue to divide opinion. Like shale gas, emotions run deep. Peter Behan, ITV News.
Well, for those that do oppose the decision, and there were, as you heard in Peter's report, over 2,500 of them, they'll have a little bit longer to wait. The council will resume their deliberations in November.
OK, Hannah, for now, thank you very much. And our political correspondent, Alison Mackenzie, also joins us now. Alison, you've been speaking to the Prime Minister, Theresa May, about the controversial shale gas fracking. What she had to say?
Well, yes, you remember at the end of the Labour Party conference last week, Jeremy Corbyn made the bold announcement that if he got into power, they would ban fracking. They know about the controversy. So I asked her directly in a one-to-one interview with the Prime Minister, I said, we've got this issue in North Nottinghamshire. Conservatives in favour of fracking. How can she be sure it's environmentally safe?
Well, first of all, of course, any individual decision about an application in relation to fracking will be taken by the Secretary of State in the proper way. In a general sense, the reason why the government is looking at developing a shale gas industry here in the UK is because this will be part of ensuring energy security for the future. That's about making sure we can keep the lights on, but it will also bring jobs to the UK. What I'm also keen on is ensuring that where any fracking does take place in a particular area, local residents are able to see a more direct benefit of that for themselves.
I think she's well aware we're going to be covering this many more times in the future. There are more commercial companies who want to exploit the advantages. The Tories are in favour. It's one that we'll keep coming back to.